What's going on, people? It's your boy DaRealMastalin, and welcome to your breakdown. Rewind. The breakdown rewind is where I go over all the week's news in one nice little neat package. So before we get started, as always, need you to do those three simple things. First one, Netflix and chill with that like button. Get real familiar with it. Subscribe here for more. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every single time I drop a video. Now let's break down the week. Monday's video, I went over Titanfall 2 and Battlefield 1 coming to EA and Origin Access. Updated word on the street is that it's coming this month. So before it was sometime before September, now it is coming this month. Now they haven't said exactly when, but my assumption would be sometime in the next week or so. Next, I went over Tomorrow Children being shut down November 1st by Sony. Like I said, Tomorrow Children launched last year around September, and it is an MMO which nobody is playing. Therefore, it's going to get shut down starting November 1st. So if you want to play it, you can still do that for another few months. And Xbox game gifting. Game gifting, for those who don't know, is the ability for you to buy a digital game for someone else, just like you do on Steam. So you say, I'm purchasing it for myself, or I'm purchasing it for a friend. And that is coming to Xbox soon. They haven't said exactly when, but we'll find out in the next couple months. I'm assuming it'll come before the Xbox One X on November 7th, but we'll see. Tuesday's video, I went over the Star Wars Battlefront 2 beta dates, and that beta will start on October 4th for anyone who pre-orders and October 6th for everyone else. It'll run through October 9th, and if you pre-order, you also get a Mastery Star card for Yoda and Last Jedi outfits for Kylo Ren and Rey. They are not doing any paid expansional DLC, so all the multiplayer expansions, all the characters and such will be free, which they are also on EA and Origin Access right now for the first game if you want to go and test out all those characters. But they're gonna make sure that this game lasts a little longer, so they're gonna make sure that you are able to play all of the characters and all of the maps so that it has some longevity for Battlefront 2. We also went over Destiny 2 and the new Sentinel and Nova Bomb. IGN put out some gameplay, and like I said, then the Nova Bomb looks very weird. I wonder if it'll have an alternative throwing method, because right now it just looks like a very slow moving ball, and in PvP I don't know how that's going to hit anybody. Like it moves entirely too slow, especially for the speed that everyone else was moving. The Sentinel looks OP, and we've found out since then that if you hold down the trigger buttons, you're able to put up your normal Ward of Dawn, but like the shield, the small shield, it can get hit and eventually it'll break apart. I'm not too sure how I feel about that portion, but in PvP, the way the Sentinel moves around, every kill is like cauterized. As soon as you get a kill, your health immediately starts recharging. They are going to nerf that into the ground as soon as we get into the game proper. I'll be surprised if they don't do it before we get into it after the beta coming up next week. We talked about Microsoft's mixed reality partnership program and how it is an encouragement for people to come in and play with the mixed reality headsets and create things both business, game related. Microsoft right now in their mixed reality AR space, VR space, that whole thing, they're focusing mostly on PC, but with the inclusion of the Windows Fall update and everything becoming one particular Windows platform, I think it'll be easier to port stuff to Xbox once they have everything locked down on Windows. We'll see. Wednesday's video, we talked about Logitech buying Astro headsets and how that'll either be good for the consumer or it won't change much. But like I said, Logitech has a stake in how well these things do because they have their own gaming brand, and buying Astro just solidifies them in the gaming headset space. We talked about the Mafia 3 DLC that's coming out the 25th of this month and how it's focused on Lincoln fighting a cult. We talked about the Half-Life update that was 19 years in the making and our subtle, I'll say subtle, nod to Half-Life 3 being confirmed. We talked about the PS4 update, which didn't do much except for apparently it's been bricking consoles slowly. Like some of them you either can't sign in or you can't get online and play, and you have to reboot your platform into safe mode for it to work again, and that's a little weird. I don't know what's up with PlayStation putting out these updates that seemingly on the surface shouldn't do much but end up catastrophically killing systems. But I hope they get it all fixed. I haven't updated mine because I haven't turned on my PlayStation since, and it's not in the hardware standby mode, but I'm gonna wait until they issue a patch that fixes the bricking so that I won't have to worry about it. We talked about the 2 new games coming to Back Compat, which turns out to now be 3. Those games are Earth Defense Force, Insect Armageddon, and F1 2014. They have also added Ultra Street Fighter 4. So since they don't have Street Fighter 5 on the Xbox, you know, they're focused on Killer Instinct, and Street Fighter 5 is exclusive to PS4 and PC. Since they don't have that, they have now added Street Fighter 4 to Back Compat, so you will be able to play Street Fighter on Xbox One. It just won't be 5. We also talked about the Rainbow Six Siege patch and how it adds loot boxes. And like I said then, I'm not fond of these loot boxes, but it is what it is this point in time. Hopefully they're not a hindrance and they're not pay to win, but that remains to be seen. Thursday, we talked about the fight for your right to Netflix and chill, specifically net neutrality and its effect on the widespread audience. So just like before, hit the description if you haven't already and put in your letter to Congress to make sure that net neutrality stays a real thing, because the internet being throttled because these large communication companies want to make money is not okay, and it should not be okay to anyone. It should not be okay for them to charge us money to do the things that we're already doing. The internet is free, quote unquote, and needs to remain that way as far as the regulation goes and their ability to basically stick it to us consumers. So make sure you hit the description, click on the link. It'll take 5 minutes for you to fill out this information. It's just quick information. Hit send a letter. It'll automatically send one for you so your voice can be heard. We talked about the Division 1.7 patch that adds the console PTS, and 10,000 people will be able to get on that per console. It's per console, so 10,000 people per console, not total, but 10,000 per console. And the requirements are you have to have a certain number of time in the game, you have to have played in the last 30 days, and you have to be level 30. We talked about what to buy, and I went over the Humble Bundle, which includes a Capcom bundle right now, and those games are phenomenal. For $12 you get 8 games, which include Dead Rising 3, Dead Rising 2, Dead Rising Off the Record, DMC, Strider. It's a fantastic bundle, and it's only $12. For an additional $12 you get NBA 2K17 and Pillars of Eternity and the Humble Monthly. You'll also end up getting a bundle of games come the first Friday in August. What those games are, we don't know yet, but you have the ability to get them. Also, and while I'm thinking about it now, Steam is having a sale where you can get God Eater 2 and God Eater 1 as a bonus for $17. So if you are into the Monster Hunter RPG style games, then I would suggest you go pick up God Eater, and it's only $17 and you get both the first game and the second game, so you won't miss out on either. We talked about Nintendo getting a video app called Nico Nico. They still are lacking on the Switch version of YouTube and all these other things, but I guess they're focused on the certain Japanese market that are gobbling up Switches in droves, and eventually they'll get around to the Western market. We'll see though. Nintendo's not exactly quick with updating their software lineup, so hopefully we get something fairly soon. And we talked about Friday the 13th single player mode. It has no release date and they haven't exactly announced it. They just confirmed that it was coming and confirmed that it will be a good addition to Friday the 13th. They need to make sure that they get this netcode in order because it's still having a few problems, but all in all, it works. That's all the news I had this week. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think of everything I covered this week. and be sure to go fill out your net neutrality letter. Please, I implore you. That is a win for all of us, and it is something that protects all of us as consumers. Follow your boy on Twitter at DaRealMastalin, Mixer.com/DaRealMastalin. As always, this been your boy Mastalin. Always give me the real. See y'all next week. Love y'all like some play cousins. I'm out.